share it, leave a comment, and we'll be appreciating that as well. So, what's the title? It's called Bless Our Children. Today's title is Bless Our Children, taken from Genesis 27, from 27 to 41. Genesis 27, from 27 to 41, and I'll read by God's grace. It says, "So he went to him and kissed him. When Isaac caught the smell of his clothes, he blessed him and said, 'Ah, the smell of my son is like the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God give you heaven's dew and earth's richness, an abundance of grain and new wine. May nations serve you and peoples bow to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may the sons of your mother bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed.' After Isaac finished blessing him, and Jacob had scarcely left his father's presence, his brother Esau came in from hunting. He too prepared some tasty food and brought it to his father. Then he said to him, 'My father, please sit up and eat some of my game, so that you may give me your blessing.' His father Isaac asked him, 'Who are you?' 'I am your son,' he answered, 'your firstborn Esau.' Isaac trembled violently and said, 'Who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came, and I blessed him. And indeed, he will be blessed.' When Esau heard his father's words, he burst out with a loud and bitter cry and said to his father, 'Bless me too, my father.' But he said, 'Your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing.' Esau said, 'Isn't he rightly named Jacob? This is the second time he has taken advantage of me. He took my birthright, and now he's taken my blessing.' Then he asked, 'Haven't you reserved any blessing for me?' 'Isaac,' answered Esau, 'I have made him lord over you and have made all his relatives his servants, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. So what can I possibly do for you, my son?' Esau said to his father, 'Do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father.' Then Esau wept aloud. His father Isaac answered him, 'Your dwelling will be away from the earth's richness, away from the dew of heaven above. You will live by the sword, and you will serve your brother. When you grow restless, you will throw his yoke from off your neck.' Esau held a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing his father had given him. He said to himself, 'The days of mourning my father are near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob.'" And that is the reading of the word of the Lord. And so here we see two brothers, and one came in and took the blessing of the older one. And the blessing that was reserved for Esau went to Jacob. And, in discovering this, Esau was very, he was very mad. He discovered that, my brother came in deceitfully. And he tricked my father. He was assisted by his mother, tricked, and went in. And when his father touched him, he felt like Esau, but he was Jacob. So Isaac released a blessing that was reserved for Esau. And the blessing was truly a blessing. It cemented Jacob. It cemented Jacob as though he were Esau. And right after the blessing, of course, he goes away from that scene, and of course enters Esau. And Esau comes in and he tells his dad, "Hey, Dad, it's time for you to take my meal and bless me." And so the dad discovers he has been outwitted by Jacob. And so he wonders, what kind of blessing might I possibly have for you? What kind of blessing? Because your brother has taken away that blessing. I have made him lord over you, and I've made all his relatives his servants, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. So what can I possibly do for you, my son? And there goes the fatherly blessing. And there goes the fatherly blessing. When we learn that a father can utter blessings to his children, then we will learn right that it is good to bless our families, especially those who are our children. It is good to bless them. It is good to utter these blessings. The blessing that Isaac uttered made his son Lord, or made Esau Lord over Jacob. So what do we see here? We see here that blessings actually have power. Blessings that we speak over our children as their parents, they hold over these children's lives. You know, you might look at this and feel like, but that was so far back. Can these things happen still? Yes, parental blessing is truly something that people even cry, others beg, like Esau begged, for their father to just release a blessing. So he asked, do you have just one blessing that you can give to me? Now that you have said that my brother Jacob is blessed, also bless me. And so his father blessed him and told, his blessings were contrary to the blessings that he gave his son, his brother, that is Jacob. Remember, these guys were twins, but one came out first. And so your dwelling will be away from earth's richness. This was the blessing that was given. Away from the dew of heaven above. You will live by the sword and you will serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you will throw his yoke from off your neck. So we see that in this household, it was already torn. It was already divided. This household was not holding together. And which is why, as believers, especially those of the household of God, we need to be blessers. We need to bless. With this kind of blessing, Esau would struggle. With this kind of blessing, Esau will not go very far indeed. Yes, he despised his birthright. Yes, it was all ordained by God. But also we can learn a thing from this as present-day fathers, that we need to release the word that God has put in our hearts. We need to know how to bless our sons. Because many times when we release these blessings, the direction of our children will always be blessed. Wherever they go, they will settle. Wherever they go, they will succeed. Yes, our children could be wild and not submissive to our authority, but we still have to release those blessings. There are times when you have families that resemble just the one that we have talked about. There are some children who are estranged from their parents. So this time, I believe that Isaac, his sort of, let me call it, his goose was cooked because he was releasing the blessing at the time when he could not see. What if he had done this earlier? Just thinking. And at the risk of sounding like I want to rewrite that account, but what if he could have released this blessing upon his children way earlier? Maybe things would turn out different. Maybe things would be a little different. Therefore, let us learn to bless. There are times when, yes, your child will make you angry. Yes, your child will go away and squander the inheritance you've given him. But bless them. Bless them. Learn to utter that blessing. Yeah? The priestly blessing. The fatherly blessing. Release it, not just on your household. Even bless others too. Bless those who are under your custody or your care. Those who may not be directly your offspring. Also bless them. It is a good thing if we bless our children. Amen. 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 So as fathers, we are learning